Hey guys, so I'm back and this is another narrated video of my complete process on how I draw a fashion illustration, but this time it's going to be how I draw a male fashion illustration, which I haven't really done in a long time, so it's kind of rough, so forgive me on that note. But yeah, I decided to share it with you guys anyway, so I hope you guys like it, and that's about it. Let's get started.
To be honest, it's actually been a long time since I've practiced drawing male fashion figures, and this is somewhat like a fresh feeling for me. It's a bit weird since I'm not really used to it. I mean, I've drawn men before, usually manga or anime, but not so much a fashion figure. You'd think it's the same concept, I mean, they're all guys, but I don't really know why I find it a lot harder to draw male fashion figures. Anyway, I thought I'd give it a go since I got a couple of requests on making a tutorial on how to draw the male body, and I've always rejected the request because I just don't feel like I'm in the right position to be teaching anyone something I have no complete knowledge and understanding of. Not that I really do for a lot of my tutorials, but they're kind of for beginners, and I feel a little confident in sharing that small knowledge I have. But for male bodies, I need a year or so to practice and get them right. Anyway, I used a template that I made of a female fashion figure since it made it easier for me to have all my fashion illustrations to be of the same size. Plus, I don't really have to rule lines to create the 9-head technique because I'm kind of lazy like that. I just use it to maintain the proportions and height, and it allows me to create an entirely different standing pose. I'll post this on my blog in case you guys want to use it as a guide as well. I know it's like cheating, but hey, it's art. I can do whatever I want, and so can you. Anyway, it was really difficult using the template to draw the male figure since they're of the opposite sex. Sometimes I tend to give the man more curves than it's supposed to have, which makes him look feminine, and it's not really what I'm aiming for. I want the figure to be as masculine as possible. And this is probably the reason why I don't bother practicing male figures, because they always look way too feminine. I tend to abandon things as well when it gets really hard. So I kind of just stick to what I know best, but I'm trying to force myself to try and practice new things because it will broaden my knowledge and improve my skills. So I really do encourage that as well for you guys. Don't be like me and give up way too easily. Practice, practice, practice because practice makes you better. That's got to be my motto since I actually say that so many times to a lot of people. I don't really believe in practice making you perfect, but I do believe that it does make you better. So, I should probably talk about what I'm drawing right now. I am just drawing the clothes onto the figure, and I have a tutorial on dressing the figure and adding creases and folds to the clothes, so I'll link them down below if you guys want to check them out if you haven't already. I guess this is like one reason why I'm not really into drawing male fashion illustrations. It's because I just have little to no knowledge of the fashion trends for men. Like, I know some trends for both male and female kind of overlap, and that's just based on my observations of what they sell in stores. But I've just been so used to drawing feminine designs that I felt really confused once I started sketching the design for this figure. And what I had to do to kind of overcome that confusion is I went to Google Images and basically just searched for men's fashion trends. I looked at stuff on the runways, designs of famous designers, and stuff that they sold online or in stores. Just kind of get to give me an idea of what I could possibly put onto this figure. And yeah, this is what came from that, and I'm not entirely proud of it. I don't even know what I was doing. Like, come to think of it, I'm looking back right now. I have no idea what was going on in my mind. But I decided to share it with you guys anyway since it looks decent enough. I guess this was like my substitute for the male body tutorial since that might not be made into a video anytime soon. And I'm really sorry about that. I hope you guys understand. But I guess I just give a little bit of knowledge that I kind of have on drawing men. the concept is kind of the same for both female and male fashion figures. The 9-head technique might still come in handy, so you can still definitely use that one. The thing is, when I draw men, I tend to use straight lines, which is really different from what I said in my tutorial. I told you guys that I'd recommend not drawing straight lines because you want to achieve curves as much as possible. So yeah, but right now I'm actually saying draw straight lines. I guess that's the difference between male and female figures, is that for the female I usually draw curved lines because I'm trying to achieve a lot of curves in the body, which makes it a lot more feminine and kind of soft in a way. While for men, I actually draw straight lines and have really sharp edges if necessary, just to kind of give it a bit more masculine touch. Yeah, so with the face, I tend to draw them really long, which I've kind of learned from drawing manga, since usually a common thing is that men would have long faces to distinguish them from women, which had short and round faces. So it kind of, again, repeats the whole softness for women and really hard kind of masculine touch for men. But that's just really a general guide for me. I mean, I know guys don't all have long faces, but I guess in order for me to make my drawings look a lot more like a guy rather than being feminine, which is what they always tend to look like, I usually tend to draw long faces. So right now I am on my lightbox once again and just, transferring the rough sketch onto another piece of paper, which I'm going to be inking and coloring in a separate video, which is part 2 of this narrated video. So yeah, that's going to be in Friday week, and I guess this is kind of just where it ends. You guys basically know the process. I just kind of wanted to talk about how I draw men or the male fashion figure. So yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you like this video, and I will see you in my next one.